Before I get to Black Sabbath Volume 4, a quick thank you to everybody who tuned in. I don't know if we still stay tuned in, but I'll say tuned in. To everybody who tuned in to the live stream that I hosted the other night, thank you. It got off to a little bit of a bad start. My electricity went out, I think for about 40 minutes. I kind of gave up. I thought, nobody's going to stick around. But I restarted it, and pretty much everybody was still there. So thank you and hello to, if I can't remember everybody. Lilia, obviously, Dallas, Kirk for suggesting it, and Kirk came to the second part. Dominic was only there for the first part. My friend Jordan from back in Canada showed up for a little cameo. Jose from New Jersey and Rat Rock from New Jersey. And who else? God, so many people from California. Nocivo, whoever else, and like I said, I can't remember everybody. But thank you for coming. That was really good. A fun thing to do, I think, at least for me on a Monday night. So thank you again. And a couple of missing. Ron Stimmel missed. He sent me a message yesterday saying, I can't believe that I missed the live stream. But thank you for those who came, and shame on you for the people who missed it. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I'm going to get right to it, to Black Sabbath, Volume 4. My history with this album, and it's very, very, it's a tweak away from being my favorite Black Sabbath album in their entire catalog. I could almost make the case for it being my favorite. I won't. There are three that I could consider my favorites. My top three. They change a little bit. I think the number one spot is Secure, based on timeline. You can probably figure that out. I've mentioned that album several times. But Volume 4 is maybe second or third, potentially first at some point. I'm not sure. I love it. Now, I didn't get this record until Paranoid is my number one. I got that in 1980. It was my first Black Sabbath record. This one I didn't get until, I think it was maybe around mid-90s that I never had it on record. This is the first time I've had Volume 4, the record on vinyl. But I had a friend called Dwayne Frank who had this on cassette. This was in the early or mid-80s, and I used to go to his house, and he had Born Again also, and we used to listen to it. So I guess that was after 83. So I became familiar with it through Dwayne Frank, but then didn't get it until, as I said, on CD, maybe around 94, 95, somewhere around there. So I was late to the Volume 4 party. I was late to the Paranoid party, for that matter. I got it in 1980, and it was already 10 years old. But so there it is. For me, this is undoubtedly the best sounding Black Sabbath record. Everything, the drum, especially the drums and guitars on this one, for me, sound better than any Black Sabbath album. I'm sure many would agree, and many would disagree, and that's the way it goes. But great. And the album cover is weird. That doesn't it look like a live album? Ozzy's standing there. It's a live picture. He's got the microphone in front of him. I don't know if people thought at the time. Maybe people were smarter back then. But did people think at the time this was a live album? I don't know. But so there's my general thoughts about Volume 4, and I'm going to open it now. This one still is in the box. I mentioned some time ago that I was going to open a lot of these boxes just to make sure that I didn't have any wrong records like I did with the Van Halen album twice. But there were some that I hadn't opened yet because I got them more recently. I didn't want the 30-day window to return them to expire, so I opened some of them to make sure they were correct. I hadn't opened this one. Oh, this one is over. I got this one on June 19th. No, so the window is almost over for me to return it. If it's the wrong record. And it sounds like it's in one of those mailers inside. Yeah, it is. All right, this is packaged well. This is how they should all be packaged. Airspace, Air Plus. That's I guess that's Coke and Pepsi. Airspace and Air Plus. And is it Volume 4? It is. At least the label says it is. Volume 4, Black Sabbath. I'm getting so good at opening these. And here it is. Oh man, it looks so fucking good. Oh, and it's a gatefold. Oh, and it has a hype sticker. No, this is only the second one I've opened. I opened the first Black Sabbath album, and that also had a hype sticker. Oh yeah, look at that. Black Sabbath 180 gram vinyl, 2012 remastered audio, features the classics Tomorrow's Dream and Snowblind. Look at that. It's kind of orangey. Wasn't it more yellow when in the? I've seen it a couple different shades of color of this one. And there's the back. Cool. I didn't know that this was a gatefold. Same with the first Black Sabbath album. When I opened that a couple of weeks ago, I was surprised that it was a gatefold, and I went and I checked, and it was a gatefold. It wasn't just reissued as a gatefold. It was a gatefold originally. I know Paranoid was, and maybe it was Master of Reality. You would think if the first two and the fourth one were gatefolds, I guess, and I don't have Master of Reality. I would like to buy it, would love to buy it, but it's too expensive. I'll have to wait for that to come down. Now this is good. This doesn't have the... I found out recently that those were called ghost titles. I talked about this when I talked about their first album. They had... It wasn't just NIB. It was basically an NIB. And a little bit of Finger, a bit of Finger, whatever it was called, and Wasp and things like that. And on this, now this is good. It's just Wheels of Confusion, because I think when I had it originally, the CD, it was Wheels of Confusion / the Straightener. The Straightener, I guess, was the kind of like a little bit of a coda at the end. And Under the Sun is just Under the Sun, and I've always known it as Under the Sun / Every Day Comes and Goes, which is more understandable because to me that is clearly two songs. They could have divided that into two songs. So this doesn't have those ghost titles. I do remember this. We wish to thank the great Coca-Cola Company of Los Angeles. That's a nod to cocaine. All right. Oh, and this. This is interesting. So it says 2012 remastered audio, but the date of this record was 2016. So I'm not sure how that works. All right, let me go take a picture of the hype sticker, and then I'm going to come right back and finish this up with track by track. Got that out of the way. I'm about to open this now and see the gatefold. I guess for the first time. I'm sure I've seen it at some point. I know I have no idea what the gatefold looks like, but I'm sure when I see it, I'm going to go, oh yeah, of course. So let's take a look. Or not let's. People always say that. That bugs me. It's not less. It's me. I'll take a look. I say that every time, I think. No, that's totally unfamiliar. I'm sure I've never seen that before. Amazing to think that I've been listening to Black Sabbath for 43 years, and I'm sure this picture is new to me. Never seen it before. Cool picture. It looks like a small, like a theater or something. It looks like, maybe just a 1,000 seat hall. All right, cool. And let me see the actual record. Probably no lyrics. I think Black Sabbath records didn't have lyrics. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's got two. All right, I've never seen this before. So it's got the regular sleeve, I guess the protective sleeve. And then this is not a booklet. This is also another sleeve. I guess you can put the record, maybe the white one. For all you record collectors and nerds, you can probably tell me, is it that these white sleeves are more static resistant or dust resistant than these regular ones? I'm not sure. But this is very cool looking. So a little collage there of the band, and this is excellent. This is some really good text. This is great packaging. All right, and it's got these are looks like the covers of the singles for different versions of Tomorrow's Dream. There's 1, 2. Oh, are they all? Yeah, they're all Tomorrow's Dream. So 4, 5, 7 versions of Tomorrow's Dream. Ah, very cool. Oh, this makes me more excited. Packaging and marketing, it does work. I think we like to think that we're not susceptible to things like that, but I think we are. I love this record, but is there something else in there? No. But I'm looking forward to listening to it even more now than I was 10 minutes ago. All right, so let me go through this track by track. The first track, it starts with, as mentioned, Wheels of Confusion / The Straightener. Right off the bat, this is maybe my favorite Black Sabbath song in their entire catalog. Man, Wheels of Confusion is just fantastic. It's got so many different parts, so it has that kind of slow, jammy intro, cool. Tony's playing a cool lead. It's a little bit quiet, and then the riff comes in. Da, 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 da. And I love the drums in that. And I guess I can't really do it. I can't sing drums. But when the riff comes in, da, 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 and then the drums are, I don't know, something like that. I just love it. Just the best Black Sabbath song. If I talk about other Black Sabbath records, I'll probably say that Something Else is my favorite song, or maybe not, because Wheels of Confusion is great. Long ago, no, how does it start? Long ago I wandered through my mind in the land of fairy tales and stories. Ozzy, wasn't he a great singer? He was really powerful. He had, I think, great range back then. He could sing very high. Fantastic. And then I guess the Straightener was the kind of instrumental part. I guess Wheels of Confusion proper was 5 or 6 minutes, and then there was kind of an instrumental, a little bit more up-tempo instrumental part tagged at the end like a coda that was the Straightener. Tomorrow's Dream is next, the single, as I just showed moments ago. My cat is down here playing with the tab from the mailer that I just opened. So Tomorrow's Dream, this is, and I think there are a few songs on this album that are kind of a mix of kind of happy and sad. I don't know if those are the right words, but Tomorrow's Dream starts kind of up tempo. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow. That sounds kind of happy. But then there's that great, amazing part, and this is what I love about Black Sabbath, is this contrast. That middle part, when sadness fills my day, it's time to turn away and let tomorrow's dream become reality to me. That's very, very kind of, I don't know, not sad, mournful, sorrowful, very, very heavy. I think a contrast to how the song begins, a little bit more up-tempo. Changes is next. Really, what does everybody think of Changes? Now, I'm a bigger Kiss fan than anything, and I think I pretty much know what most Kiss fans think of not just every album, but every song. I generally know at least the classic stuff. I really don't, Black Sabbath, as much as I love them, I'm not deep into them. I don't know what, I know that Paranoid is considered their classic, and Forbidden sucks, and Headless Cross, I guess, sucks. Born Again had the production problems, if you want to call it that. But what about Changes? I love it. I think Changes is a fantastic song. It's it's piano based. It's really their first, if you call it a ballad. They had Planet Caravan on Paranoid, which it was kind of a quiet, mellow, definitely not a ballad, but quiet and mellow, maybe psychedelic. And then on Master of Reality, they had, not Orchid, Solitude, which to me was really like a companion to Planet Caravan. But Changes, I guess, is really the first Black Sabbath song. And also very sad. It sounds nice and light because of the piano, but then Ozzy's voice, and I think just lyrically, it sounds kind of sad. To me, Changes it's not my favorite song. It's not even my favorite on this album, but I would say I like it as much as pick any random Black Sabbath song, Spiral Architect, or I don't know, Fairies Wear Boots, and I would say I like this more or less as much as any of them. Next, FX, Stupid, Pointless, That is the epitome of filler and bad filler. Just making it seem a little bit longer. What is it? A minute and a half of just FX. This is the song, and I guess it's supposed to be FX, like sound effects. It's just Tony, I don't know, touching his guitar. I don't know, something like that. Totally pointless track. Supernaut is next. Now, Supernaut, what a great riff. Now, I'm not sure of the timeline here. This was possibly the first song I heard from this album, or, well, let me explain. There was a band, I guess it was a side project called 1000 Homo DJs, which was Al Jorgensen from Ministry, and I can't remember who else was in that. And they had a single, I think it was just a single, not a record, and they covered Supernaut. This was 89, 90, 91, somewhere around there. 88 to 90, let's say somewhere around there. 89 or 90, I can narrow it down to a 2-year window. And my friend Pete had it. And we used to listen to it all the time, and he loved it, which, you know, then made me love it. But what I can't remember, the timeline, is I don't know if that was the first time I had heard Supernaut ever, the 1000 Homo DJs cover, and then I went back and listened to this and loved it. Or if I had known, no, I guess I did know, yeah, of course I knew it because I listened to it with Dwayne Frank. But it was 1000 Homo DJ's cover version of it that really got me into it. Maybe that was around the time that I went back and bought all those old Black Sabbath albums. Maybe it was early 90s, not mid 90s. But Supernaut is a amazing song, great riff, and also great drums. For me, this album is all about the guitars and the drums. Nothing against Geezer, but guitars and drums on this album rule. You would turn it over to the other side. That would be side 2, and the first song is Snowblind. Oh my God, this I don't know if I like it as much as Wheels of Confusion, but I would say it's a very close number 2, which then I'm painting myself into a corner, because then it would mean that that's maybe like my second favorite Black Sabbath song ever, and I'm not sure about that. But this is another one with the contrast. It's so heavy, and then what's the? My eyes are blind. My eyes are blind, but I can't see. That's, again, kind of a quiet. It doesn't slow down the tempo, but the mood of the song changes from very heavy to a little bit quieter, more, again, sorrowful, let's say, to in that middle part of Snowblind. And then something else I love about Snowblind, I talked about this when I talked about Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and a little bit with Somewhere in Time, about the keyboards, that Iron Maiden started using keyboards around that time, and that I didn't really like them on Can I Play With Madness, but I loved them on Moonchild, 2 back-to-back, no, not back-to-back. Moonchild was first, Can I Play With Madness was third. Anyway, same album. And somebody, I think it was, and forgive me if I forget, I think his name is Hannibal, something on my YouTube channel. He commented the same thing, that he didn't like the keyboards in Can I Play With Madness 2 commercial. Now, Snowblind, is it in the last, I think it's just before, as they start, the last verse, and I'm not sure if I'm explaining it properly, but there's just one single, I guess, a synthesizer note just kind of droning through as they play, and Ozzy sings the last verse. There's just one note just going through. I think that sounds great. I think it separates it from the rest of the song, from the other verses. And it goes on for the duration of the verse, I think. I love that little keyboard thing. Little minor things like that. Cornucopia. Now this, another one, the contrast. Maybe one of the heaviest Black Sabbath songs, at least the intro. It's just so slow and heavy and doomy and grinding. And then, the song kicks in. It's a little bit, it's not a happy song, but it's not as heavy as the intro. And Overkill did a cover of that long time ago, early 90s maybe, or mid 90s, on their Cover Kill record. Next is Laguna Sunrise, filler. Now, I think this is a good example of great filler. Some filler is good, some filler is bad. FX is stupid, pointless. Laguna Sunrise is great. It's just a simple 2 or 3 minute Instrumental, just acoustic guitar, nothing else. There's at least a couple of tracks in there. I love it. I kind of wish, though, as I wish with all instrumentals, that they had added lyrics to it. I think it would have been great to hear Ozzy singing something over this beautiful, beautiful acoustic guitar of Laguna Sunrise. Next is St. Vitus's Dance. This also, it sounds kind of happy when it comes in, but then the verses, the riff, and Ozzy's vocals are much heavier, and lyrically, you think she wants your money, but it's you she wants instead. Kind of a different lyrically, a Black Sabbath song, and that's a short one too. I think that's only 2.5 minutes, but I love St. Vitus's Dance. And then the last one is Under the Sun, or it could be Under the Sun / Every Day Comes and Goes. This also has, how does it, oh, this one also starts really, really heavy. And then I don't want no Jesus freaks to tell me, well, I don't want no Jesus freaks to tell me. How does that line end? Well, I don't want no Jesus freaks to tell me what it's all about. Is that what the lyric is? That's a good song too, and then it goes into Every Day Comes and Goes, and it's much faster, much up tempo, and I think again the mood of that song changes when it shifts to Every Day Comes and Goes. So that's it for Black Sabbath Volume 4. I really like this album, and I'm really happy to have this. I'm happy to have all of them. That's why I bought them, but this one in particular. It's just cool seeing a gatefold and the great packaging. Love it. So that's all for Black Sabbath Volume 4. See ya.